base chain. I don't like base chain too much, to tell you the truth. So we might go back to Matic, but there are also other options that we can look into. Anyway, so and then when there's also potentially, so this is the biggest issue right here, is the co-op token structure for the branches.
So what can we do then?
So the easiest solution is the most work, which is that we just do all three co-op tokens simultaneously. So this would mean we have the FQN tokens, the SFC tokens, and the Unity tokens. So doing all three is obviously significantly more work, as it triples the amount of work that needs to be done. We could also just do one or two, or try to condense the number of tokens. So we can verify that actual tokens
Time
that need
to stretch.
to be done.
Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Just the stretch.
Yes.
So here is the actual work organizing spreadsheet I just found when I'm doing some searching. So this could be helpful for us. Work organizing spreadsheet.
For setup.
Well, no, it'd be good to make sure we get the work organizing notes linked to the work organizing spreadsheet, and we get organized with that. Okay. So I found the list of the tokens. 157. Okay, so we can start with SFC tokens. So it looks to me like we are looking at 7 or 8 tokens. Let's see. So we have umbrella token, loan token, output token, setup token, individual tokens, family tokens, global token, task token. There should also be the investment token. Why that one's not included.
Oh, our token, we are going to change the names for the token. Oh, okay.
Well, they're just different tokens, so.
Yeah.
So there's also a client token as well. So there's client token and investment token. So those two are missing. We can add them in. So let's count that as far as the total number of tokens.
We have 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get 10 tokens. So for SFC, it would be 10 tokens. If we were going to do FQN, SFC, and
pause.
Unity,
Please
would be
stop.
30
Close
tokens.
your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So each have different token.
Yeah. So as far as like the core of actually doing the work, though, is we can do most of everything with just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens, right? So for the actual token payrolls, the output token, the setup token, the individual token, the family token, the global token are like, would include the entire bonus token structure. So technically we could start with just these 5, which would bring the total number of tokens down to 15 tokens for SFC, Unity, and FQN. So if we wanted to do that just to get started, we could, and then we would have to finish the other tokens in order to get the bonus eventually when we wanted to finish all of the tokens.
Sure, you can start with that.
Yes. And then for the half year bonuses, we do have the investment token. The client token also is a really good token to get started with as well, which would relate to the client invoicing.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, overall, I think that it shouldn't be too hard to get things going. But I think the hardest thing, but that is probably makes the most sense, is just to do all the tokens, the FQN tokens, the SFC tokens, the Unity tokens. Just get them all created and get them all done.
Yeah, we can just start with one. Why are we having different tokens for different teams? I thought we just the same name of the token can just put on the same wallet.
I just don't understand. So FQN is a separate co-op from SFC, is a separate co-op from Unity. So they all have their own separate tokens.
Oh.
So if we have another problem like we had before,
Mm-hmm.
where FQN got totally destroyed, we would have two other backup models, right? So SFC created entirely separate and new tokens from FQN.
Oh, fine. That's nice.
So the value between all three tokens could be very different depending on the actual output and the work.
So for Unity token, it's only J token, right? For now.
No, that would be the activity token.
Oh, activity token.
So the activity token is my business work. The Unity token is the new co-op, which represents completing all of the work.
Breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So FQN was basically do whatever we want to, although that's been evolving somewhat. And then SFC was basically like, okay, we have to do client work, but we don't have to actually do what the client wants, right? As long as we do a little client work, we get paid whatever, right? Unity has always been, we have to do all of the client work. We have to actually build the house, the whole house, with all of the running water and the electricity and the windows, like not just the wall, no roof, like we have to actually do all of the work. That's what Unity is.
Wow. Jay, I cannot access the note.
What notes?
The work organizing.
The work organizing spreadsheet?
The one you paste there. I would like to link the video for today training. It's not there. I send the request. I cannot access the document.
All right, let me see if I can change it. It says restricted. Anyone with a link can edit. All right, I fixed it.
Okay, thank you.
And be sure to add our notes to the list of sessions.
Okay, yes.
So I think this is it. I think that's all we're required to do for the setup and get off of the pay stop. So we were on pay stop for this. It wasn't super significant. It says 25%. So it's quite short amount of work to get set up. So the next step would be like deciding on the chain and actually getting organized with creating the tokens. But I think overall we have our we have most everything we need. Remember, we only have to do this once every 2.5 years, so it doesn't happen very often that we create a new set of tokens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this token will go up to which year? For 2 years?
Yeah, so that'll be like 2028, I guess.
Okay.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Then after that again we have to change again we have to change the token names again.
Every
Every
2.5 years we start over. Yes, the tokens are all redone every 2.5 years. So for the Metonic token, which is like you see how you have the umbrella token. So the current umbrella token is MUKN, right? So the new umbrella token for SEC will be MEWC. Okay. So the umbrella token represents all of the tokens and the value of all the tokens. So if you have an umbrella token, it's like you have the value of all of the tokens, right? For the co-op. So what happens is that every 2.5 years you have one umbrella token, and then that's called a 2.5 year leap era. And then you have the Metonic epoch. So the Metonic epoch is actually will have an umbrella token that umbrellas all of the years of all of the 2.5 year cycles. So it's the same thing as umbrelling all of these other tokens, except instead of umbrelling a bunch of tokens for 2.5 years, this one token will umbrella the entirety for 19 years. And that goes until 2038 or 2033. Maybe it's 2033. I don't know. But the point is that the most important token, that's the more longer term token, is every 19 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So that one we only have to do every 19 years. And that's part of the umbrella everything token. So when we get the token model all set up and organized, that will be like one of our core tokens that we'll be putting out there. And then instead of just doing the 2.5 year tokens, we can actually, when we're linking our token, every time we do our outreach, for our storytelling, we could link our 19-year token, and then that would be a lot longer and more stable as far as that goes, right?
Yeah.
But then every 19 years, that also transfers into a new token, right? So it's always about understanding the temporal value of work contributions, right? That basically, it goes both ways. On one side,
time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
So we should take a break, but I'll just finish my sentence, which is that on one side, being in one particular year is great, and that does wonders for actually, connecting people together, and actually making one year really valuable, right? And then another year might not be as valuable. But then also more importantly, most organizations are created where that if you come in early, you can make millions of dollars, but anyone who comes in late gets nothing, right? And so at this new model, it's a reset. So every 2.5 years, you reset the value structure so everybody is now equal again. Everyone has equal ownership in the organizational structure, right? So by resetting every 2.5 years, you're creating much more equality for all the new people to get involved, that they are coming involved at a equal footing to all of the old people, that there's not some people who have 90% of all of the capital value already. You're starting new and fresh with new contributions, so everybody is starting at zero and equal again every 2.5 years. So that is
But
the main
they
reason.
still have the value for the other token, right?
Yeah. So you have all your old token value, but the old token value is separate from the new token value, because the new token value can be much more valuable. I mean, the new tokens have so much more potential for value, right? Because anything can happen with the new tokens, whereas the old tokens are basically, that's over, right? There will never be any additional created tokens for the old tokens, which in some ways makes them more valuable, right? Because what the old token value is based on what the work that was done, and then it's capped. So those tokens now there's the maximum number of tokens that will ever be created have already been created, and so the value of those tokens can go up because there's no additional tokens created. So each one token will actually become more valuable. But at the same time, the value of those tokens is based on the work that was contributed for those tokens, right? So the root value of all those tokens is the actual work output. And the work output can never change, right? So the work output for all the past tokens is capped at what was done. So on one side, it makes the tokens more valuable, but the potential value is capped at the total input that was done at that time. Whereas the new tokens have infinite potential value because tomorrow we could do more work. And what we do tomorrow could be worth $1 million, whereas what we did last year was obviously not worth $1 million. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So the future tokens always have more potential value, but that's always hypothetical. You don't know which tokens will be worth more, which is why the best thing to do is to have the umbrella tokens and just focus on the Metonic cycle and make sure you have a little bit of ownership in all of the eras. So the more
Okay, let's
tokens you
take
have
a
from
break.
different
We can
eras, the more.
continue after break.
Okay, let's take a break.
And it's 4 o'clock. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm back.
Okay.
So does that mean the token from January and February is goes to 157 era token?
Sorry, say again. So the 157 era token, what?
I'm asking what about the token that for January this year, January, February? Are those
Yeah,
token goes to
correct.
this 150 token? Okay.
Yes. So the starting in January, technically December 31st was the first day of the new era. So anything from last year is 98 degree, and then everything for this year is 157. And again, 157 lasts for 2.5 years.
So what
Time
about
1.
now?
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
You are working on Spanish team budget and token as well. Are they going to access this token? Because you say last time we are not going to access this token for a while.
The Spanish team is part of the same co-op. We're all part of the same co-op, so it's not. It's the same token, even though it's a different language. So all the languages can use. We can have 100 languages all under the same token.
Are they going to use their token, or still we are not going to use, all of us we are not going to use this token for 157 degree?
I don't understand what your question is. The Spanish team also uses the same token, so there's no separate Spanish token
Okay.
unless they wanted to create one.
Then good now. Where are we getting the names for this token? Are we just creating it from our own, or that we are that some mm,
So I think as far as now goes, I think we're pretty much done with this topic, and we already finished the deadline. The deadline's done. This is all we needed to do, is just kind of have a plan and know what needs to be done for the tokens, right? So if we want to get
yeah.
started on actually working on the tokens, the first step would be deciding on the chain to choose the actual tokens, because once we decide the chain, from there it's just creating the tokens very quickly. It's very easy to create the tokens. So it is difficult to do it 30 times. It take time to do that, but if we just do the first 15 and get that set up first, that would allow us to actually run the payrolls, and then we can set up the rest of it later. So yeah.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So can we do the next topic to continue on this, or what can we?
I mean, I think we're done with this topic unless we want to start getting to the work. If we wanted to start doing the work, and the first step would be deciding on the chains to choose for the tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to do that, we can. But again, we don't have to do that now. We could go on to something that's more pressing, like the proposals, or other issues, co-op 2.0, website. There's other deliverables we have. There's also some issues regarding the deadlines. So I don't know. It's up to you.
Well, So I think we can just go with you can go with the deadline. What about the COP2 deadline organizing website? Can we do that?
Um, say again the deadlines. What? Co-op deadlines organized for the website? Yeah, we could do that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Jay was receiving a call, so I'm done. Um, we can do this deadline for website. I think those are what we need. Then, if we have time, we can go the next one. Maybe checking
Stop.
on.
Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So this one again, we can do maybe. To 24 minutes. What is the desired outcome for this day?
This would be to set up the calendar and the connecting to the website 2.0. So our goal is to connect the calendar to the website and then have all of the automated deadline reminders.
Done. To set up the calendar connecting to 2. Collab 2.0 website. To automate the reminders. Are we in agreement for the topic?
So the calendar, yeah, that looks good. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me create the tab. Okay,
Time
done.
to stretch. Please stop, stand
Website.
up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
I need to do the summary first for that before we move to the next one. Let me do the summary. Summary. I'm doing the summary for topic 1.
Okay.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay. I try to post. Oh, it's take time, but it's good. Now open. Done. Now we can go. Now I think we can start with our new topic on Cope to Daylight.
All right. So I believe this one is I can't remember if I think like that we worked on this before, but I don't
Yeah.
know about where the work organizing spreadsheet is. Not really sure.
Well, organizing spreadsheet, I just put it there on
It
the
might.
first.
Oh, you have it. Okay, good. All right, so we're looking at the website here, and the general goal is actually updating the website. So it is good to note that for this particular topic, that we do also want to finish the updating of the actual value for the deliverables. So the deliverables value is something that does go onto the website. So for every single deliverable, so every deliverable, we would have, ideally the training, link to training, or information, link to training, and information about the work. We would want to have the deadline.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
So we have the deadline, and then we have the value for the bonus, right? Or bonus and work. So there's the value for it. So that is the main things that we're supposed to have for each and every deliverable. It probably would also have some categories that would be included. Okay. So basically, we have the website, and then we're going to have the Google Calendar. So we need to connect and link the Google Calendar to the website, which is what we want to do now.
Okay.
So let's start with the Google Calendar, because that should be easier. And make sure we have the Google Calendar. So give me a minute. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, I think we can use this one right here. It says it's called Deadline. So let's see if we can get that. So go change it to Co-op 2.0 deadlines, pay stops, and reminders. All right. So this is already shared with a lot of people, including you. So that should be good there. So then what we want to do is public link to calendar. So let's see if this works. So I put that on line 18. The 18 is the public link to the calendar. And then there's also the iCalendar format. Don't really know what that is, but it's good to have as well, just in case. I also have, I also have a shareable link to the calendar, which is line 18.
Yeah, I've seen. Okay.
So I'm not sure what the difference between these links are, but this is iCal. This is, I don't know, some sort of public. So this is a Google Calendar for the reminders, right? Okay. So then, let's just choose a deadline. So we can take the budget, for example. All right. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go. Let's try to do the budget. So the budget is due on. So.
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
So budget is always is it the one is already past deadline, Jay?
The budget passed the deadline. Yes, the budget. Well, the budget passed the deadline, but we have the new deadline for the beginning of the month, right? So it would just be, the month. So, anyways, let's take a quick break, and then we can see if we can add a deadline so that it actually see if it works. Okay. So this says new moon's March 29th is the new moon at 10:58 UTC. So so we would go to today. Where's today? Here we go. Today is Saturday, and then we want to find the time right now. All right, we go like that, and we'd say reminder, budget, do budget and UMCUS do no March 29th. And it says March 29th, 10:58 UTC. So that'll be around 11 p.m. UTC, which is Cobalt Hour 1, right?
Yeah. We need to take a break.
All right, let's take a break.
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm back.
I need a few more minutes, okay?
Okay.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I'm here.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
All right, so now that we have the calendar, we can
we can
go to
update them on the
IFTTT.
calendar.
What?
We can update them on the calendar.
Yeah, we can put all the. We'll be putting all of the deadlines on the calendar. So the calendar will go to IFTTT, and then that will go to the website, and then we also want the website to go, an IFTT to go to Discord, right?
Yeah.
So everyone can see the deadline reminders. All right, so let's go to IFTTT. So we're going to create Google Calendar. Any event starts. So then we need to find the calendar. So it's going to be Co-op 2.0. Good. Time before the event starts. No, go create ticker. Good. So then what's going to happen? It's going to go to WordPress. Because it's going to go to our website. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. Oh, here we go. Wait. WordPress account. So we want a new account. Add new account. Okay. So then we need to get our account. So the website. So it's going to be co-op. .uni.fun, I believe. Yeah, this is it.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Doesn't seem to work. It says could not connect to WordPress right now. Please try again later.
What might be the issue?
I don't know if we've ever done this before.
Okay.
It's also possible I just have the actual. I might have the actual login incorrect, like the password, you know?
Okay.
No. No, that is the right one. Well, that's very, very unfortunate. Let's try again. Well, no, it doesn't seem to be working. And it's certainly possible that it doesn't actually work. I mean, we haven't actually tried to add a new WordPress account. Let's see if I can go to WordPress account. How to add multiple WordPress to IFTTT.
Mm-hmm. This is a video on how to create and manage the template of IFTT.
I don't know if it's actually possible. So that might put us back with